Hi, welcome to the Tax Saving Minute. I'm Cynthia Umstattd CPA with Tom Umstattd CPA, and I'm releasing several videos about COVID-19 relief and what you need to know to get past this economic time. So, this is episode 3. My first episode was about the $1,200 stimulus checks that everybody's getting. If you haven't seen that, I recommend watching it. The second one was about small business loans, which changed in the few hours between filming and then this morning. So I put in a little update at the end of that one. Heads up, these are overview videos about what we know now about all of these things, and they're changing rapidly. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about one of the 2 acts that was passed by Congress. So there are 2 acts. There's the CARES Act and the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, which I call the Families First Act for short because that's just a lot to say. So today I'm going to talk about the Families First Act and how it will affect you as an employee and you as a business owner. So in the Families First Act, there is new mandatory sick leave and other paid time off leave related specifically to the coronavirus. It applies only between April 1st and December 31st of 2020. So the rest of this year. And it only applies to businesses that have fewer than 500 employees. So if you qualify for the PPP loan, then you would also be required to pay this. How much do you get? So for a full-time employee, the emergency sick leave is 10 days, so 2 weeks. For a part-time person, it's up to 2 weeks of their average number of hours they work for a 2-week period. So how do they get it? One cannot be able to work from home. So it doesn't apply to them if they can work from home. So I'm working from home, it doesn't apply to me. But if I couldn't work from home or couldn't go into work, then it would. If you're subject to a quarantine, an isolation order, a physician order, or self-quarantine, or you're seeking medical treatment for COVID-19, then this applies to you. So basically, if you have COVID-19 and you're affected by COVID-19 and you can't work, then you get this additional sick time. So this sick time is in addition to whatever your policy is at work, and your employer is not allowed to change their policy in order to get out of this. So that's the emergency sick leave. Also, they cannot force you to take your regular sick leave before you take this sick leave. So you can take this first. So in addition to the emergency sick leave, the 2 weeks or up to 2 weeks, there is an additional paid time off up to 2/3 of your regular pay for an extended period of time. So this is several weeks. And this is for if you're taking care of somebody else. So if you are taking care of someone else who is subject to quarantine, isolation order, physician order, or self-quarantine, then it applies to you. Also, if you're caring for a child who doesn't have school or daycare because of COVID-19, then this applies to you. Now, big, really cool detail about this is that it is not limited to family. So if your best friend has COVID-19 and needs someone to watch their kids, then you can watch their kids and get paid 2/3 of what you'd usually get paid. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm sure that all of the employees out there are celebrating and just really glad that they have this kind of help in paying their bills. But what about the employers? They're probably a little stressed. This is a requirement they have to pay, and they may not be able to do that. What do you do if you're the employer? Well, watch my video about the small business loans. Even though they aren't accepting applications right now, they may accept them again in the future. And second, if paying your employees the extra paid time off would make your business go under, you may not be required to pay it. Also, if you close down your business, then you're not required to pay the extra paid time off. So the IRS is not trying to make you go out of business here. Also, the employers will get a payroll tax credit if you can prove several things. and keep documentations for several things. Some of the required documents are employee names, qualifying reason for leave, and a statement that the employee is unable to work. So it's a lot of details. This is just an overview so you know it's out there. Employers are required to tell their employees that this sick leave is available. So if you're an employer, don't forget to send out that little statement saying that. And if you're an employer, I recommend researching this in greater depth because it would help for you to know it a little bit more. So that's it for now. If you have questions or comments or want to contact us, then go to taxmantom.com. I'm Cynthia Umstattd, CPA. See you next time.